Konstantin, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can well hear you. Hello, everyone on this new community call this week. Super excited to hear all the questions from our ecosystem.
Great. And it's the fifth community call yet. It's great news that we already had 5 different community calls, and I hope we will have much more. Uh, yeah, Konstantin, there are already 10 people are listening us, including us. Are you ready to start?
Whenever you say so, if you say we should wait for a bit of time to let people connect, but you can do so as well, or I'm ready to go anyway.
Okay, so I guess we can start. By the way, this will be recorded and everyone can listen it in record. And the first question: what is Titan's current roadmap for the next year?
Awesome. Starting with questions and diving straight into the future plans. This is great. For the Titan plans, soon, very soon, a new roadmap for Titan Network will be released for our community and for our participants. We have heard you from the last time that, we need some reference point for the community to understand where the Titan is moving, what are we planning to do, etc. So we are currently preparing inside the team and finalizing the roadmap for the next 6 months, which will be shortly released to our ecosystem and will allow us to provide you as much feedback or as much details about our key goals, about our direction of moving. Roughly, it's still the same plan. We are finalizing the test nets, then we are doing the TG and mainnet launch closer to end of this year, end of Q3, beginning of Q4, somewhere around that time. And after that, we are having our main network live, which is awesome by itself. And moreover, there'll be much more activities coming as we have released our mainnet. But that's what we are actively working towards, and more things will be coming as we go.
Awesome. And right after the next question, are there plans to launch educational programs for new users?
Oh, that's actually a pretty good question. I think we haven't sketched out an educational program for the new users yet in our system, but I think that's a very valuable idea. And I think we obviously improve our documentation for the new users to onboard to Titan Network, which is an ongoing process and it's already happening right now. By the way, if you have any feedback or comments on our content on Gitbook or on other details, definitely let us know in different social channels. But in addition to that, we definitely want to bring more content and information about what Deepin is, what Titan Network is to as much community as possible. So we would definitely plan this more and more to our ecosystem and develop more content as the resources allow. And if you're our volunteer or community member, if you have any ideas to actually contribute to the educational programs, definitely let us know and we will find a good way to onboard you and to incentivize you to create content on behalf of Titan Network. That would be also very good.
Yep, don't forget that you can request any of your ideas on our socials, on Discord, Telegram, whatever, and the best ideas, of course, will be rewarded. Okay, and the next question is also very interesting for me. Which regions will be prioritized for global expansion?
The region which will be prioritized for us is, first of all, it really depends on our community, where they live, where they are engaged, where they see a lot of opportunities to be part of Titan Network. It will be expanded through different marketing strategies. We also have potential for an internal incentive models inside Titan Network to incentivize community to spawn additional nodes in the regions which are underrepresented at the moment. For us, the key goal is to have a great coverage over the network. And by the way, our network right now covers already 130 countries, which is very, very impressive. And I'm so proud of our community for doing that and making this number possible. Well, our goal is to cover more countries, obviously, and then have better coverage quality inside of each country. It will also a little bit depend on our demand side, where we are willing to build an additional layers of incentives for our demand side whenever they have a specific projects which they which they would want to deploy in a specific region. So these two angles, community support and marketing, together with customer demand, will drive the destinations to which we'll try to expand more. And there is no specific regional priority as of right now inside the Titan network. As we're still in the testnet stage, our goal is to grow in numbers, in volume, and in quality of services provided. So that's what we are prioritizing first, instead of prioritizing specific regions.
Great. And I see that today's questions are much more interesting that it was before. And the next question is also very interesting. Konstantin, what lessons have been learned from previous testnets?
Oh, that's quite a long question, and obviously I could speak the whole AMA today just about the details of different testnets and learnings that we have seen. But if we keep it super short, I think one of the biggest learning for the Titan network, and I think it kind of proves the value proposition of our startup, is that there is a huge, huge potential for DeepIn technology on the edge devices. I was just recently giving a talk in Brussels about power of edge devices for the DeepIn ecosystem on the Filecoin event, and I think this is what yet haven't unveiled by a lot of major players in the Web3 space. I think we have incredible potential to build our technology and provide the power to provide cloud services to an average user with just mobile device at their disposal. And moreover than just providing the services, they will actually benefit from providing those. And I think this is a very, very unique thing that we have discovered both through the testnets and also through working with our community and with our partners, building the Titan network as you see it right now, and hopefully much, much better in the future.
The lesson has been learned, and we are moving forward, making everything better and better and better. The next question, Konstantin. How does Titan Network plan to expand its tap-in services to reach a wider audience?
Well, from our side, the DeepIn services we provide as Titan Network are based on traditional cloud infrastructure protocols. So essentially, you can rent the resources from edge devices that we have accumulated, and then provide the final details to the final resources and content to the demand side. So from us, the goal to reach the wider audiences lays concretely in, first of all, it should be as simple as possible to contribute to DP networks. And secondly, it should be as simple as possible to leverage the resources. On the supply side, we are making it as easy as possible to contribute. Right now, in order to install the device and be part of Titan Network on your mobile phone, on an Android, for example, you literally need to do 2 clicks to contribute resources to the Titan Network. And I think this is amazing by itself. On the demand side, we are also doing a lot of work to make it as simple as possible. And we are actually implementing the same traditional Cloudflare protocols that are used in the infrastructure space already, so that whenever a new customer comes and wants to rent resources to the Titan network, there is actually a very simple process on how to switch from his existing infrastructure to the things and solutions that are provided by the Titan network.
Great. And the next question for you. How does Titan ensure the reliability and quality of services compared to traditional cloud solutions?
That's a great question. And there are multiple solutions or tricks that Titan Network is using to provide the same quality of services as in the cloud right now. First of all, our network does multiple replications across the nodes, across the edge nodes in the network. So there is probabilistically we deploy the same task to at least 5 to 7 different nodes in the beginning, so that even if one node goes down, it could be replicated from another node and keep the number of available copies consistent at any time. This allows us to ensure that content still persists and lives, and the more replications there are in the network, the higher the reliability of the content is. And secondly, in addition to that, as you may know already, Titan Network not only have edge nodes, but it also has Guardian nodes. Those Guardian nodes are heavy lifting machines that are available 24/7 in the Titan Network. So whenever you're actually interested in renting the resources, you can say that, oh, in addition to the edge nodes that I'm renting right now, I want to rent a Guardian node, and then you'll be covered from both fronts. You're having access to high quality edge device network ecosystem from the Titan network, and you have the reliability of traditional cloud infrastructure with our Guardian nodes providing services to you in parallel.
I hope you fully answered this question, and we can move to the next one.
Yeah.
From Discord. How does the Titan network integrate with Filecoin, and what are the benefits of this integration?
Hello, Filecoin community. If you're hearing us today, glad to hear your questions as well. And for us, Filecoin is a very close partner in the ecosystem. We were just again participating together in the Brussels event. Feel free to check our social channels and see the latest posts about that as well. We have done a few amazing panels and presentation on Titan Network. So with Filecoin community, there are many, many ways that we can collaborate and benefit to each other. On the technical side, though, we are integrating the Filecoin to the Titan network already. And if you, by any chance, have used storage.titanet.io, a fully live service that already allows you to store content on top of Titan network in a similar to Dropbox solution, but with deep-in edge infrastructure underneath it, this is already possible. And there you can see the functionality that we can back up the content that's available on Titan network to the Filecoin ecosystem. By that, we first of all benefit each other from sharing the ecosystems and ensuring that there is a very simple and seamless way to access Filecoin ecosystem for Titan Network users and beyond. And at the same time, we are ensuring that in addition to the great resources that are being provided to from the Titan Network community, there are also resources available for the large cold storage, which for obvious reasons, Filecoin is championing right now in the Web3 space. So this is beneficial both for us and for the Filecoin ecosystem, and we see a lot of mutual benefits from that integration.
Great. Thanks, Konstantin. Yeah, probably Filecoin is an amazing partner, and we already have a lot of benefits from these partnerships. And let's move forward. How does Titan Network plan to scale its operations as the user base grows?
That's a very in-depth question about us. Well, thanks for asking that. For us, the beauty of the protocol that we are developing is there is no specific overhanging or additional costs that comes with a larger growing user base. Our infrastructure is decentralized. We have a set of validator nodes that are running the blockchain part. We have a set of Guardian and Edge nodes that are providing the services on top of the blockchain. So all of that can smoothly operate and continue as the user base grows. I think there is no complexity from our side, or at least we don't envision those so yet, that we can continue to scale at the same pace or even faster, and there'll be still no complexities on the operation side. We're also growing our team internally to have more and more people that can do different tasks for our community and ecosystem, ensuring that our development keeps up with the pace of community growth, and that could result in both more activities, events, ecosystem collaborations, and also obviously engineering integration development. So all of that is happening behind the curtain for the Titan network, or it's not behind the curtain, but rather within the Titan network family and the close team. But we're actively working on that, and I think we are super excited to onboard next million users to the Titan network as we grow right now.
It's a great goal. Okay. Another question is, and this question is also very interesting, the same as the questions before, the previous questions. What advice would you give to someone looking to get involved with Titan Network, either as a contributor or user?
Paul, do you think that's a question to you, or should I take it as well?
I think you can start, and I will add something from the community side.
Totally. Well, in general, we are super, super happy when our ecosystem is willing to support Titan Network to achieve its goals. So we have various ways in which you can participate and contribute to the Titan Network. If you're a developer, if you're an engineer, our code is maintained publicly. You can go to the GitHub, see our software development pipelines, and contribute to any specific protocol part or code base if you're interested in doing so. We would be super happy to see your contributions. Feel free to submit any of your GitHub proposals, and we'll be evaluating each of them with our engineering team. If you want to support us, not from the engineering side, but maybe ecosystem or community or collaboration side, that's also definitely possible, and we encourage you to do so. You can reach out to us, tell us what you're interested in building together with Titan Network, and we'll find the right person in the team to make that happen. So right now, we have periodically community reaching us out with collaboration opportunities, and we are pursuing them super actively whenever we see great value for the team. So this is possible. This is super exciting for us. And what we usually see is that our community is even better in deciding which direction Titan Network should move towards. So we're happy to hear your suggestions. We're happy when you highlight new projects that Titan Network could collaborate with. And if you also want to involve more in-depth helping on the day-to-day work of Titan Network, this is also possible through our volunteer community program. And probably on the volunteer side, that's, Paul, a question to you. How can volunteers participate in the Titan Network?
There are a lot of different stuff that you can do in terms of being volunteer. It's like community stuff, it's technical stuff, it's working with different calls, influencers, whatever. Just join the volunteer team, and our more seasoned volunteers will help you and provide you information about how you can contribute. But the most part, the most stuff are related to the content, community, being moderator, uh, translate on your native language different announcements. By the way, whatever you feel will be helpful, you can join us. Hey guys, I'm good at this. Please, I want to join the volunteer team, and definitely you will join the team, and we will work together to spread information about the Titan network all over the world and make Titan network better and better.
My follow-up question to you, Pasha, then is, if I want to become a volunteer, where should I go? How do I highlight that?
You can start from Twitter. In Twitter, we have a community, Titan Network. Just join it and say, guys, I want to be a volunteer.
That sounds very simple. So if anyone here in the call or friends who would be interested in joining that, definitely let them know how simple it is to join and be part of Titan Network family. So super excited.
And you can in terms of community member, you can join our quest platforms you can join quests on Galaxy, on Zilli, and start your journey from these simple steps. You will,
Also interact. Right now we are
of course,
launching our new community quest platform together with Interact partnership. So they are also more than happy to welcome you. So now you can choose whichever quest platform you're most familiar with or you are most enjoying, or even do quests at each of them, and this still counts. And whatever you feel that you want to contribute to the Titan network, we are super happy and encourage you to do so.
exactly. Okay, let's go to the next one. Are there any upcoming partnerships or collaborations that Titan Network is excited about?
That's a good question. There are many active collaborations that we are currently pursuing with, and we try to update our community as much as possible on the collaborations that are coming live. So here you will immediately see an update post or an announcement of a collaboration whenever that happens. On another note or on another side, it's also possible for us to contribute and share more insights about the ecosystem collaborations. So whenever we are actually pre-planning something, we'll also let our insider community know about it and maybe sometimes get their opinion or use their help to make announcement even better and contribute to that collaborations. So if you want to be on the first row of knowing what's happening inside Titan Network, definitely join our Discord, our Telegram, and whenever we are whenever the collaboration is ready for the publication, you will know the first one.
Yeah, and just before we have started our community call, we have announced new collaborations and partnerships with the Glacier Network. That is, they are building a composable, modular, and scalable decentralized database for AI and apps on top of decentralized storage. So we just announced it, and it's new collaboration. You just asked, and yeah, we are trying to find more and more new partners on a daily basis. Okay, I think we can move to the next question. How does Titan Network plan to stay ahead of technological advancements and industry trends?
Oh, wow. That's quite a detailed question, honestly. There are many ways that we're implementing, but the biggest and most competitive advantage of Titan Network right now is that we're the first one to actually tackling the industry. So we know better than anyone else what is happening in HTTP networks and how to develop, orchestrate, and organize those. We are also rewriting the protocols to make the Titan network possible and happen in a decentralized environment. So for us, it's a combination of really great engineering talent that our team has in the house with following up the most up-to-date trends, what's happening in the PN ecosystem and Web3 ecosystem, and more in traditional internet infrastructure ecosystems. So we're trying to be on board with the latest solution. And if something is optimal for us to use, we'll definitely bring that on board or in the code base of the Titan network. So for us, we are keeping the track ahead, keeping the track of the pulse of the network, and at the same time, making contributions from the Titan network side to be ahead of the game. So stay tuned to this, stay tuned to the Titan network, and yeah, I think we're all good and ready for the advancements that are ahead of us, and we're trying to be part of that wave and create those new advancements instead of just following them.
Thanks for the answer. And we are on a finish line. There are a few questions more. What new features can be expected in the next updates?
That's a very good question. I think that comes more towards our engineering team in what are the specific release timelines and what will be the upcoming solutions from the Titan Network side. I think we just had announced very recently that We have implemented the WASM support for the smart contracts on the Titan network side, and our team is working actively to add more and more functionality to the Titan blockchain solution based on Cosmos SDK. So more and more features are being available. You can do the smart contracts, you can do the traditional transactions, you can do staking, delegating, and all the solutions that are supported by the Cosmos SDK originally. So our goal is first to bring all of various solutions that Cosmos SDK allows in its base components, and then start bridging other solutions from the ecosystem to make sure we have various functionalities that suits different type of users to benefit from the ecosystem.
Great. And the next question about DAO. Are there any plans to introduce decentralized governance models, such as voting mechanism for the community?
We actually consider that, and this is a little bit more of a long-term strategy, which we haven't finalized yet, to be completely honest. We envisioned that there could be scenarios for the Titan network development and growth that once we have released our mainnet, we could establish a DAO that will govern all the solutions inside the Titan network ecosystem. We're strongly considering it right now, but there are no concrete plans made yet. If that's a pathway that our community would be interested in, we'll definitely be interested. Like, our core goal is to make Titan network as autonomous as possible so that it doesn't depend on a single entity to make decisions and depend on that in the ultimate version. And maybe, as you can see from the Twitter hashtag that, or Twitter name that Titan Network has inside, it has a DAO name in it. And that's where we, from the very beginning of development of Titan Network, thought of it as some autonomous organization in the future. So hopefully we are still moving towards that path. Once there will be more concrete details, we are super happy to share that with the community. The goal for us is at the moment to prioritize the mainnet launch development. And once that is finished, we can spare the resources and conceptualize how we could see the governance of the network in the upcoming time.
Awesome. Thank you, Konstantin. And few more questions. What device can I use to run a node?
My hope is to say any, and I believe it should be almost any device that you can run a node on top of Titan Network. You can run it on anything from a Raspberry Pi to 6-7-year-old mobile phone to any mobile phone of today. You can run it even on some tablets, personal computers, cluster infrastructure if you have access to so.
Even on microwaves.
Yeah, if you can do so, and please share us photos when Titan node is running on a microwave. We will be super happy about that. I wish at some point in time we could do it the same similar challenge as Doom has, where people are trying to deploy Doom on everything they see around the globe. That would be fascinating, and probably we should do a challenge for such a challenge for our community sometime in the future. But coming back to the question, you can run a Titan node almost on any device that fulfills the minimum hardware requirements, which is one CPU core, half a gigabyte of RAM, 1 gigabyte of storage, and some bandwidth connection. And you also need to have an operating system, which is either Linux, Windows, Android, Apple OS. It doesn't work yet on iOS, so you still cannot run Titan nodes on iOS iPhones, but everything else is working already. So we are excited to bring iOS in later updates this year, and we're actively working on that. Then we should be able to say that you can run Titan Network on literally anything, and we're actively working to make that happen.
Amazing. And the last question I see, are there plans for integration with major exchanges?
We do. We are actively seeking for exchange collaborations prior to our mainnet launch. We are currently in KYC process with multiple major exchanges already. So we are trying to make sure we are all round prepared for the token release and public TG event. So that is all happening. That is all coming, and we are super, super excited to make that announcement together with our community. So you will know the first whenever we have made a collaboration with an exchange, and hopefully that will flourish your opportunities with Titan Network even more. So we are working on that. It's coming, and stay tuned for more announcements before the mainnet launch.
Thanks, Konstantin. And let me check some other questions. Do we have something else or not? Probably not. It was the last question. Thanks everyone, and thanks for listening to the fifth community call. Thanks Konstantin for answering all of the questions.
This is amazing. This was honestly super many questions today and very high quality ones. I really want to say thank you to all of our community who is actively participating in that, especially to those who are listening to it right now live. You guys are super amazing, and I'm excited to have such a good community that collaborates with us. And yeah, keep asking more questions, keep being active in all the different community channels. Go retweet this community call and say that it was amazing as well. I'm super happy that we're having such support from our community, and we are trying our best to stay as close to you as possible.
Thanks everyone, and bye.
Bye bye.